Good evening. We'd like to bring this meeting to order, please.
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 12, 2024. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards and the Township website.
Thank you. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontoriero. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Here.
Councilman Feinman.
Here.
Councilwoman Travers. Vice President Ambrosino.
Here.
President Minikino.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask everybody to please rise to salute the flag in a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I get a motion in a second to approve the June 25th meeting?
Motion.
Second. Thank you. Roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feinman.
Abstain.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Minikino.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to invite the mayor and the chief to the podium, please. What's up, Ron? Good evening.
That's it. I just want to welcome everybody here tonight for the promotion of Sergeant Brendan Barnes and Lieutenant Mike Feeney. I'd like to see the support from the department. I want to thank the mayor and the council for their continued support of the police department and law enforcement in general. First up, we're going to call up Sergeant Brendan Barnes. Sergeant Barnes graduated from Brick Memorial High School in 1992, then went on to earn a degree in business marketing from Stockton College. Sergeant Barnes was hired by the Brick Township Police Department in December of 2001 and has been assigned to the Operations Division, the Detective Bureau, Professional Standards Unit, and the Community Policing Unit since being hired. Sergeant Barnes has been the recipient of numerous meritorious service awards, chief certificates, and letters of commendations. Sergeant Barnes will be assigned to the Operations Division as a midnight shift supervisor. Sergeant Barnes is accompanied by his wife, Tara. Next up, Lieutenant Michael Feeney. Lieutenant Feeney graduated from Brick Township High School in 1998. He then obtained a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the College in New Jersey in 2002. Lieutenant Feeney was hired by the Brick Township Police Department in August of 2002. He has spent the majority of his career in patrol working all three shifts. While on patrol, Lieutenant Feeney served as a field training officer. He also worked as a detective and a background investigator. Lieutenant Feeney was promoted to sergeant in December of 2018. He was assigned as a supervisor on the midnight and evening shift. He has received life-saving awards, Grand Cordon, a Meritorious Service Award, and numerous chief certificates. He will be assigned as the midnight shift lieutenant. Lieutenant Feeney is accompanied by his wife Ann and children Connor and Kira.
So can we get all of the police officers up here? Don't be shy. We want to get a group picture. Come on. Come on. Now they're shy. Come on. Yeah, okay. By the time they get up here, you'll have time. Now we're gonna get everybody. Picture my small.
Why don't they like, can they kneel in the front?
enough, Dave. It's done. Yep. Looks like you're free.
I had one that had that. That was. I think we're going this way. No, we're done.
We got Tower here.
See you later, Joanne.
I don't know, they look like that.
Lynette,
You ready?
ready?
Mhm.
Just waiting for Joanne to sit. Hold on,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you. This brings us to our consent agenda.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. Resolution 4-1.
Authorized bid for 2024 pavement markings, various locations.
Councilwoman DeYoung, please.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for pavement markings at various locations throughout municipal streets and public complexes, including but not limited to Greenbrier, Greenbrier 2, Princeton Commons, the Municipal Complex, Civic Plaza parking lot, Brick Beach 1 parking lot, Brick Beach 3 parking lot, and the Drum Point Sports Complex parking lots, Wedgewood, Duquesne Boulevard, and Laurelton Gardens. The work consists of construction of pavement markings, traffic lines, and painted or thermoplastic symbols at various locations on municipal roadways and public property. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-2, please.
Authorized, authorized bid for computer and printer supplies.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bid for computer and printer supplies. Currently, the data processing department is compiling a list of required supplies they anticipate purchasing in the next contract period. The bid solicits both original equipment manufacturers and remanufactured supplies. 4-3.
Authorized bid for dredge and marsh restoration.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bid for dredge and marsh restoration. Project generally consists of a year, 1 of 2-year hydraulic dredging operations in Brick Township with placement of material in marsh areas for restoration purposes. This project does not include dredging of any privately owned residence.
Thank you. 4-4.
Authorized competitive contracting for janitorial services.
Councilman Feynman.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the use of competitive contracting for janitorial services. Previously, The township procured these services through the usual bid process, which requires award to be made to the lowest bidder, regardless of past vendor experience in the field. However, state statute provides for a process that allows the township to consider other factors when awarding a contract in addition to price. In this process, the township is able to consider the vendor's past experience, history, and proposed plan, as well as their price. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-5.
Authorize award of contract for flood control valves.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of contract in an amount not to exceed $200,000 with Core and Main LP of Farmingdale. This is for the purchase and delivery of flood control valves. Bid notices were provided to 3 prospective bidders. 4 potential bidders picked up bid packages, and 2 bids were received, with Core and Main being the lowest responsible bidder. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-6.
Authorize award of contract for general athletic equipment and supplies.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
This resolution authorizes an award of contract in the amount not to exceed $50,000 per year for general athletic equipment and supplies. The purchases will be made through several vendors at an approved schedule of prices. Vendors awarded this contract include BSN Sports, Farmers Branch, Texas, MFAC, West Warwick, Rhode Island, Riddle, Northridge, Ohio, S&S Worldwide, Colchester, Connecticut, School Specialty, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and Triple Crown Sports, Old Bridge, New Jersey. Notices were provided to 30 bidders on the bidders list, and 12 potential bidders requested bid packages. 6 bids were received.
Thank you. 4-7.
Authorize award of contract to Comtech Solacom Technologies 911 equipment and emergency notification software and services upgrade.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes an award of contract in the amount of $146,996.10 to Comtech Solacom Technologies, Quebec, for upgrades to the township's current 911 system. This purchase is being made through the Houston-Galveston National Cooperative System. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-8.
Authorize closeout change order number 1, Cedar Bridge Manor Park improvements.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a closeout change order increase in the amount of $19,845.70 with Robbie Lane Enterprise for the Cedar Bridge Manor project. The change order increases is the result of an as-built quantities.
Thank you. 4-9.
49A is a performance bond release for Block 36, Lot 12. B is a performance bond release for Block 1446.03, Lot 5. And C is an inspection fund release for Block 144702, Lots 23, 24, and 25.
Thank you. 4-10.
Tax collector, 100% DAV, widow, veterans deductions for Block 140605, Lot 57.
Thank you. This brings us to the end of our consent agenda. Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council? Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the resolutions only. Yes.
Nan Carl, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. Resolution 1, I heard you mention Greenbrier 2, and it says pavement markings. What about repaving it? It's been a while, and there's been a lot of fill-ins that you should have been doing over before you do pavement markings. I didn't hear the end of, I believe it was 4-7, about the Solacom Technologies. I can't even remember what I did hear about it. Please refresh my memory.
I read this resolution authorizes an award of contract in the amount of $146,696.10 to Comtech Solacom Technologies, Quebec, for upgrades to the township's current 911 system. This purchase is being made through the Houston-Galveston National Cooperative System.
And what about 4.5, the flood control valves? That might have been the one that I mistook.
That's the question?
Please reread your sentence of explanation on that one.
This is an award of contract not to exceed $200,000. The contract is being awarded to Corin Maine, LP of Farmingdale. That's the company to whom the contract is being awarded. It's for the purchase and delivery of flood control valves that will be used throughout the town.
Throughout the town.
There were right, that's correct. It's just for stock, it's not for a specific project. And then there's some information about how many people provided bids.
And I know I won't get an answer, but did anybody ever hear of that this country would be governed by the people, of the people, for the people? And the people, at least this person has asked you to, in addition to block and lot, you put the address. But so much for us being in charge rather than elected non-workers.
Anybody else from public, please? Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feinman.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. This brings us to our computer bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $1,096,258.65.
Thank you. Can I get a motion in a second?
Second.
Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the computer bill resolution. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Abstain Northern Ocean Habitat for Humanity, yes to the rest.
Councilman Feinman.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Menachino.
Abstain Teamsters and yes to the rest.
Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to our manual bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $2,070,585.61.
Thank you. Can I get a motion in a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the manual bill resolutions. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Feinman.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
I vote yes.
President Menachino.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. This brings us to our public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Anybody from public, please? Yes, Ms. Cole.
Stephen Brill, Evergreen Woods Park. At a meeting between the New Jersey Turnpike Authority and the Evergreen Woods Park Board, the NJTA admitted that there was a noise problem. This was a meeting where the NJTA demanded that the homeowners be excluded. Does this show a lack of interest by Evergreen Woods Park homeowners? The result of this secret meeting, Evergreen Woods Park was given 200 saplings worth about $60,000 planted in a single row. It is 17-foot wide border with the Garden State Parkway. Research and reality proves that a single row of trees is not a noise buffer. Cheap considering that the NJTA clear-cut approximately 11 acres of old-growth forest. Cheap indeed that the NJTA, as their engineers recognize, instead of replacing the old-growth trees from the border with Evergreen Woods Park with a sound barrier, the NJTA made a small berm. The NJTA did concede that a portion of the shoulder was replaced excuse me, with a sound barrier. They would have to extend it the way they did in East Brunswick. The NJTA has another roadside barrier to sound mitigation for Evergreen Woods Park, that the homeowners need to vote for a sound barrier. Did the NJTA need a vote that adversely affected Evergreen Woods Park homeowners prior to the Garden State Parkway shoulder widening project and Exit 91 project? No. Where did the no net loss money go? The New Jersey Turnpike Authorities sent the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection $4,600,000 for a shoulder widening project, no net loss reforestation fund. Brick Township received $511,000. This money was calculated at $300 per tree that was removed by the NJTA. That is equivalent to 1,700 trees, many removed from the area adjacent to Evergreen Woods Park for 2 detention basins and a shoulder widening project. They did not make a mistake. The NJTA project management team, with the assistance of the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, relocated the basin next to Evergreen Woods Park to the center median, but not before clear-cutting old-growth trees. The number of trees designated for Evergreen Woods Park was 0. Not one tree could be planted at Evergreen Woods Park. As mentioned before, a 17-foot wide strip of available space could not accommodate more than a single row of trees. The no net loss fund was intended only for replanting on municipal property, but an exception was made for Evergreen Woods Park. The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection could not have visited Evergreen Woods Park. If they had, their exception would have been viewed as futile. In fact, the no net loss fund is inherently flawed. One sapling is not equivalent to one old forest tree. 700 saplings are equivalent to one old forest tree. At a prior Brick Township meeting, East Brunswick agreement with NJTA regarding extending the existing sound barrier for $200,000 was mentioned. The NJTA noted in their board meeting minutes that an exception was made as to their noise barrier policy. Please remember there are exceptions to the no net loss and the NJTA sound barrier policy written rules. At another Township Council meeting, the Township Administrator noted the Township paid approximately $50,000 to study noise levels at Evergreen Woods Park. According to the noise study, Evergreen Woods Park missed the threshold for noise mitigation by 1 decibel. The study also noted that noise measuring receptor had failed. That equipment failure and a margin of error might have shown that Evergreen Woods Park did qualify for sound mitigation. The noise study had an additional flaw because it measured the noise level after completion. The NJTA noise policy states that before and after project noise level increase of 10 decibels also qualifies for noise mitigation. That exception was not taken into consideration. The NJDOT criterion for inclusion of noise abatement states a minimum of 5 decibels reduction is necessary to at least 1/2 of the first row of impacted residents or the closest area of human use for a barrier to be approved. Not all homeowners need to be impacted, far less than 802 homes in Evergreen Woods Park. And returning to money for whom? Bretton Woods Park and Brick Township would be the beneficiary of $8.5 million grant. Okay,
You can
see you later.
You almost finished, Mr. Brill?
Yes,
Go ahead. Thank you.
okay. Bretton Woods and Brick Township would be the beneficiary of an $8.5 million grant by the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Brick Township's $1,700,000 portion would be reimbursed by that grant. Money for trees and turtles and homeowners, bucolic views. Nothing for Evergreen Woods Park people. A $488,703 contract was awarded for Shore Acres neighborhood to elevate Channel Drive due to flooding. This money is from the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Once again, money for other sections of Brick Township. Where's the money for Evergreen Woods Park? No, where is Evergreen Woods Park grant money for noise mitigation? Evergreen Woods Park has paid over the last 10 years approximately $9.3 million in municipal tax. The estimated brick open tax from Evergreen Woods Park was $132,000. The estimated Ocean County open space tax was $224,000. Evergreen Woods Park receives in return for its municipal tax, garbage pickup, and police services. When Evergreen Woods Park needs to have its streets resurfaced, Brick Township saves hundreds of thousands of dollars because Evergreen Woods Park homeowners pay for it. When it snows, Evergreen Woods Park gets a minuscule amount of money. unlike other areas where snow plowing is paid for out of property tax money. So Evergreen Woods Park pays for other Brick Township neighborhoods. But a different standard exists when a demonstrated environmental hazard endangers our Evergreen Woods Park homeowners. The council has stated verbally, and those council members who remain silent, that their most essential responsibility does not extend to all residents. That Brick Township, Ocean County, the state of New Jersey Turnpike Authority, New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection cannot find grant money for sound mitigation for environmental hazard that each agency contributed to is a visible failure of representative government. Thank you for the extension.
You're very welcome, Mr. Brew. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Cole.
And call 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. And likened to the previous statements, I find no time at all that as a council, you have ever acted on behalf of the citizens. You should have definitely pounded Trenton for Greenwood Park to get what they wanted. I happen to notice that comments say, is any time that a public comment is permitted, shall limit his or her. I don't remember shall being in there when it was first put into the document, and I do remember when it was enacted and who it was that was the major moving force. That's ridiculous. As to the trees that he spoke about, if you knew anything about the municipal government and such, you would first of all happen to notice that we come out of Greenbrier 2 and go towards CVS, or we go up towards Point Pleasant, and there is a stretch of highway. These are highways. These are not roads, highways. And on that stretch, as you get closer or get off the boundary of brick, it is not trees, although the trees were supposed to go in that gray, the area that there's grass. And that was to keep cars that were going in one direction from hitting the cars going in the other, or from blinding them. That is, and I would like to have you have a road engineer that was trained recently and not part of Brick Township, maybe not even part of Ocean County. This is time that we have to start clamoring for our rights. And not one of you has done anything. You don't want to take questions. I wonder, did you have any questions? Because I don't remember when you threw your hat in the ring to be a council person. I don't remember any one of you ever really standing before us like they did years ago, and like one person mentioned, and I know who she meant, about having them listen to us, having a town hall type meeting where the candidates were free for us to ask them questions and get answers. Nobody gets to question you anymore. You go on your merry way doing whatever you want and not doing the will of the people. Funny, I somewhere remember in my lifetime, you would have been called public servants. The only thing you're serving is your own pocketbooks. It's time that we, the people, and I hope people in television land, take heed. We have to stand up and demand it and get Trenton to give us our due rights, which were from the very beginning to have a voice in our government. I'm glad you find it very interesting, Councilwoman.
Thank you. Anybody else from public? Seeing none, close public. Mrs. Bergen?
I have nothing.
Okay. Mayor?
Thank you. I just wanted to send a big hearty thank you to all of the members of the Brick Garden Club. Today was their 21st annual garden tour, secret garden tour of Brick Township, and I was honored to be able to take a tour of the 6 homes that were very gracious in opening their gates to all of us to take a perusal through their yard to see the cool things that they've done in their, in the space that they have. So first, I want to thank all of the people who worked to make this happen. This is a labor of love that starts pretty much a year out. So today was the day, and I'm sure that these ladies and gentlemen start working and planning for tomorrow's already. In fact, if you have a garden in your yard that you really want to show off, they are currently seeking gardeners for next year. So, sorry, it was here somewhere. If you have a suggestion for for next year's tour, you can reach out to the Brick Garden Club at outlook.com and let them know. I think they do little mini tours now that this year's is over, searching for next year. So thank you to all those people who put that together. There was a gift auction that helps fund their group. We had vendors out this morning at Havens Homestead, and then I took the tour. So I also want to thank the businesses who donated all the items for the gift auction and for the luncheon and for everything that they had. There's a tea that was available for everyone, and the people who opened their gardens to everyone. So that was Gloria and Michael DeFalco, Rose Leonard, Jonathan and Jonna Yar, Barbara and Jules Heilisser, Maureen Doherty and Chuck Deeney, and Krista and Bill Harmon. They were all beautiful gardens, all different ideas. Some were wild, some were really manicured, some were a little bit of both. Some people had pools, and it was really hard for me not to want to dive in because it was quite warm today, but it was definitely better than walking through in the rain. So thank you to everyone who participated. And if you're interested, like I said, reach out to the Brick Garden Club and let them know. And we hope to see you at next year's tour. And congratulations on a good job. Well done. I also had the opportunity to participate in POAC's Autism Surf Day today. I didn't physically participate by taking a ride on the waves, although it would have pulled me off. It was a delight to see all of our lifeguards out there working with all of the children and some of the adults who attended, taking them for rides out on the surfboards. It was really lovely. So thank you to our lifeguards. Thank you to POAC for putting all that together. And we look forward to doing it again next year. Really quick recap. We had our first Summerfest last Thursday. Happy 4th of July last week. It was a record turnout. Our police department estimates approximately 17,000 attendees throughout the evening. Not everyone arrives at the same time and not everybody stays the whole time, but with ins and outs and bus rides being tallied and the amount of cars that we had in there, there was quite a large group of people, and that's not even counting the many, many, many boats who were out on the Matitakunk that were out to listen to the show and also watch the fireworks, which was a little bit of an extended show for the 4th of July. It was a great show. Super Trans Am did a great job, and I am proud to say that with just the mighty force of Joanne Bergen and Councilman with Perry and myself, we were out selling the 50/50s for TNR. It's hard to believe there were only 2 of us selling, but we were forced to be reckoned with, and we had our biggest take yet. Lucky homeowner from Brick Township brought home $2,400. So not to be outdone, I feel like we have a challenge for this week coming up on the 11th, but I think we're up for it. So come on out on the 11th for Garden State Radio. We'll be back out there selling 50/50s to benefit our TNR program, and we could have another big winner on Thursday. Not just because you're there for the show, but maybe you can take some money home as well. And I do want to thank all the residents who came out, and even non-residents that came out for the 4th of July show. It is a testament to everyone who works to put that show together, from our recreation department to the parks department, police department, our EMS, our CERT team, DPW, who sets up the whole thing. Who am I forgetting? I did say Parks and Rec, that was my first. CERT, police, EMS, fire department, and Ronnie Gaskell, because he makes sure everyone's safe. I do want to do a public shout out to everyone, because when you have that many people, our lifeguards as well, who helped to direct people at the end of the evening and who transported people who had disabilities up and down in the golf cart to make sure that they had a good seat out on the field, but could also get back to their vehicle safely. So it was it was almost like watching a ballet. Everyone had their part and rolled in and out. And although I know the people were very patient waiting for the bus, and it was because they knew so many people came and they were happy to see. I mean, what a great sight it is for me as mayor of this great town to have that many people present and really 0 incidents. People were happy, chatting with each other, polite for the most part, getting in and out, making sure that pedestrians were safe. So kudos to all of our township workers and also everyone who attended for being good sports about the large crowd. And we hope to see you out this Thursday, the 11th, knock on wood. So far, the weather looks good. So really quickly, also, visitation lunch is coming up before our next meeting. That is on, I already forgot the date. Oh, I wrote the time down. I'm so sorry. Just give me a second. July 18th, right? Thursday at 11:30 a.m. The doors open. Lunch is served at 12. So come on in, grab yourself a seat. It's open to the public. Come and break bread with some friends around Brick Township. And finally, last week we had some residents who came up to the podium, the lectern, during public comment and had questions. They had some issues with the MUA and also with the DEP. So I just wanted to report back because a lot of times these things come up. And if you're watching, you wonder, whatever happened with that? So just to keep everyone informed, we do have a meeting with our attorney, myself, the VA, and the MUA attorney and the president of the MUA to discuss this later this week to see what the issue is again and to see if there's really anything that we can do. So that's coming up later this week. And also for the residents who stood up asking for assistance with regard to flooding on their street, I've had previous discussions with members from the NJDEP to no avail. I was able to 2 weeks ago, reach out to the commissioner of the New Jersey NJDEP, and he got back to me, and we are looking to set up a date so that we can have a discussion about that issue as well. So just to let the public know that we are following through, we are in touch with those residents to make sure that they know as well if we are able to resolve those issues. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Keneally? Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Nothing, thank you.
Madam Secretary? Councilman Albanese?
Nothing.
Councilwoman DeYoung?
I just want to echo the mayor's sentiments about Summerfest. It was a great job done by all of our employees, all our volunteers, and of course, Mrs. Bergen, the mayor, and Councilman Albanese selling our 50/50s. Great job, and I'll see you all on Thursday at the next Summerfest. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Feynman?
Just a reminder that it's super hot out there, so make sure you stay hydrated and stay safe, stay cool, and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice President Ambrosino?
And nothing for me tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So for me, again, I'd like to congratulate the 2 officers that were promoted. Our next meeting is July 23rd, 2024, 7 p.m. here. Can I get a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.